What happens when one of the biggest names in entertainment suddenly loses the one thing he controlled for decades, his image? Sean Diddy Combs spent years building an empire surrounded by fame, luxury, and influence, but now he finds himself in a completely different world where celebrity status means very little.
P. Diddy leaves the Metropolitan Detention Center jail in Brooklyn. New reports say he was taken to the hospital for a few hours last week to get an MRI. We're just now learning about this, though, because the Bureau of Prisons may not be able to comment on all of this, but I do know someone who can. I'm going to bring in Dr. Dwayne Hendricks, a former corrections officer and deputy warden right there at MDC. Dwayne, thanks for coming on with us once again. You're a friend of the show and give us a great interview every time. And what I wanted to ask you about today is Diddy leaving MDC to go to the hospital. Is this a big undertaking?
Not necessarily. Only in the format that it happened with him leaving later in the evening. Typically, inmates are given a physical immediately. However, if there's some procedures or some sort of medical processes they need to go through that are not available at the instant, maybe 10 o'clock and maybe 6 p.m. So in that case, this was a little bit different, getting him outside.
Call going to the doctor at 10 p.m. at night. As you said, it's usually 9 to 5, 10 to 6 kind of vibes. But for P. Diddy, I can kind of understand why it was at 10 night around 10 p.m. Could that be why they decided then to go to the hospital?
Yes, and also, for a couple of reasons, staff, many correctional agencies are short-staffed, so you're taking someone out with this stave off, onlookers, fans, media, and the like, and then you also got to think about the security of the hospital and their operations. People are there to try to get better. You have families there to visit their loved ones. And the last thing you need is, but he's actually under the primary custody. He's a U.S., what we call a U.S. Marshals inmate because he's on pretrial status. So the Bureau, the agency, the Bureau of Prisons oversees, the operations with seeing the inmates, overseeing the Marshal's office. It would be the Marshal's responsibility to take custody of that particular inmate. So, but back to your original question, yes, he is definitely taken out at that time, whatever issues that he may be experiencing right now. So that way, there's not a whole lot of onlookers, and then even with staff and other inmates, it gives them not an opportunity to make a call, to their family. Cameras in the courthouse throughout this process, we've only been getting the sketch artist views of their perspective of what he looks like. And I think people have been talking about him losing weight and different things of that nature. So I know folks are, does he have a cane or anything like that? So yeah, I think that will be the reason why that they would make this, take this measure, which I have never seen in my career. Someone taken out to the hospital.
And in our reply papers yesterday, we submitted a letter from Gina Hyun, who was one of the alleged victims, a different ex-girlfriend. And we're not aware of any case like this with a Mann Act conviction where anyone's done that much time to begin with. So.
And prosecutors, I'm imagining, have come back or will come back and say, well, listen, look, after the raids on his property, he engaged, or what they would say, he allegedly engaged in criminal activity and, obviously violence, they say, with. How can you make the argument that he is different and that he should be trusted?
Behind prison walls, the rules are different, the environment is harsher, and every move becomes a matter of security. Recently, reports and online discussions surrounding Diddy's time in custody have exploded, with claims of possible tensions, security concerns, and questions about what may really be happening inside the facility. But before jumping to conclusions, one thing needs to be clear. Many of the claims circulating online remain unverified, and speculation often spreads much faster than confirmed facts. Still, the situation has captured public attention because of one major question: what exactly is happening behind those prison walls? The story gained momentum after reports revealed that Diddy was taken from the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn to a hospital late at night for a medical evaluation. According to reports, the trip happened around 10 p.m., and the timing immediately sparked curiosity. Why move him so late at night? Why keep the trip low profile? Was it simply a medical matter, or was there something else happening? The answer appears to involve routine prison security procedures, but the mystery surrounding a high-profile inmate naturally created intense public interest. A former corrections official explained that moving any inmate outside a detention facility requires careful planning, especially when the person involved is internationally known. A hospital visit for an ordinary inmate is already a controlled operation, but a person like Diddy presents additional challenges. Officials must consider security, public attention, media presence, and the safety of everyone involved. A late-night movement can reduce attention and help prevent crowds or disruptions around the facility and hospital. In a situation involving someone whose name attracts millions of viewers worldwide, even a simple medical appointment can become a major security operation. But while the hospital visit was one confirmed development, the internet quickly shifted its focus towards something much more dramatic: rumors of a possible violent incident inside the facility. Social media discussions began spreading theories about what may have happened behind the scenes. Some posts suggested growing tensions inside the detention center, while others claimed authorities were taking extra precautions. The problem is that online rumors often move faster than official information. A single unverified claim can turn into thousands of posts, videos, and discussions within hours. And once a story becomes viral, separating fact from speculation becomes extremely difficult. The fascination around this story also comes from the dramatic contrast in Diddy's life. For decades, he represented success, influence, and power in the entertainment industry. He was a producer, businessman, and cultural figure who helped shape modern music. He moved through a world of celebrities, executives, and global events. But incarceration creates a completely different reality. Inside a correctional facility, outside achievements do not provide the same advantages. The environment operates through strict rules, schedules, and security procedures. Everyone inside must adapt to the same system. That transformation from celebrity lifestyle to prison reality is one of the reasons the public remains so interested. It forces people to think about what happens when someone who appeared untouchable suddenly faces consequences and restrictions like anyone else. Diddy's legal situation has already become one of the most closely watched cases in recent entertainment history. He has faced serious allegations, multiple civil lawsuits, and federal charges. He has denied wrongdoing and pleaded not guilty to the federal accusations against him. The allegations remain allegations unless proven in court, but the scale of the case has guaranteed non-stop attention. Every court update, every legal filing, and every development connected to his custody becomes a major headline. Prosecutors have described allegations involving a long-running pattern of conduct, while Diddy's legal team has strongly challenged those claims and argued that the government's interpretation does not reflect the complete picture. As the legal battle continues, public interest has only grown stronger. The prison environment itself has become another major part of the conversation. Many people wonder how a high-profile inmate is treated compared to others. Former corrections officials explain that while certain security considerations may change due to a person's fame, the basic structure remains the same. Inmates still follow rules, movement is restricted, and safety procedures must be maintained. But high-profile inmates often require additional planning because their presence can create unique challenges. Staff must prevent disruptions, protect the inmate, and ensure the facility continues operating normally. This is especially true when a person's name alone can attract attention from outside the walls. The rumors surrounding an alleged prison attack also raise broader questions about correctional facilities. Are prisons capable of protecting inmates from violence? How do authorities handle someone whose case has attracted global attention? And what happens when millions of people are watching every development? These questions go beyond one individual. They highlight the challenges faced by correctional systems every day. Maintaining order among large populations is incredibly difficult. Staff members work in high-pressure environments where small situations can escalate quickly if not managed properly. Meanwhile, the public continues trying to understand what is real and what is exaggerated. One side believes that dramatic stories like this reveal the reality of life behind bars. Another side argues that online audiences often create narratives without enough evidence. And that debate is becoming more common in the modern digital age, where information travels instantly and everyone has a platform. The biggest challenge is that uncertainty creates curiosity. When people do not have complete information, they naturally try to fill the gaps. Some look for explanations. Others create theories. Some defend the person involved, while others assume the worst. The result is a cycle where every new rumor creates more discussion, and every discussion creates more attention. But behind the headlines are real people, real legal processes, and real consequences. The truth cannot be determined through viral posts alone. It requires evidence, investigations, and time. As the situation develops, authorities will continue managing the legal and security concerns surrounding Diddy's custody. Any confirmed developments will come through official sources and legal proceedings. Until then, the story remains surrounded by questions. What happened inside the facility? Were there actual security concerns, or did rumors simply grow beyond the facts? Will this impact his legal future, or will it become another temporary media storm? Those answers remain unknown. But one thing is certain: as long as mystery surrounds what is happening behind those prison walls, the public will continue watching. Commentators will analyze every update, social media will continue debating every detail, and millions of people will wait for the next piece of information. Because in a case already filled with controversy, uncertainty itself has become the biggest story of all.